everybody, my name is Ty Schnerger. I just participated in Bandai's first official webcam tournament hosted by TopCut Gaming. In one of my rounds, I was playing against a really nice dude who was playing Purple Piedmon Control, and he was streaming the round on Twitch. And I told him on his stream that if I topped the tournament, I would start a YouTube channel. So I finished 8th place in this tournament. There were 250 people, and I played Leopardmon Aggro, I should say. It's kind of a red-blue mix. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get right into the deck profile. Alright, so going right into the deck profile, we'll start off with the Digitama. We got 4 Upamon, because it is undisputedly the best baby in blue. And then I have the one of Sunomon. This card actually came up. There were a lot of instances where I needed this card to get my Gorillamon over 7,000 when I didn't have my tie on board so that I could hit over blockers and stuff. I wouldn't play the Wanyamon because I'm not using anything that discards Digivolution sources. So in this particular build, I wouldn't change this. We're actually going to go into the options and tamers next. It's blue, so we have 4 Hammer Spark. Don't need to explain that one. We have 3 of the red starter deck tie. Now, this card needs a lot of explaining, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these, and I'm going to set it over here, and we're going to come back to that. And then I'm playing 2 Gaia Force. I'm playing the ties, so this card can sit in my hand until I need to use it, and then when I do use it, it gets me so far ahead. Nobody sees this coming in blue. On to the rookies. We're playing 14 of them. We got 4 Gabumon, because it's blue, and you gotta play Gabumon if you're playing blue. We got 4 Gomamon, because he gains memory, and gaining memory is what blue does. And then we are playing 2 of the Vanilla Gomamon, and 4 Elecmon to round out the level 3s. These are good and cheap, let you Digivolve up. And with tie, with 1 tie, they become 4,000. So it came up a lot in my matches where if I got 2 of these on the board, then all of my vanilla rookies swung over security in purple for free because they were hitting for 5,000. So playing the beefier rookies definitely helps. Now on to the main support in this deck. Most of your wins are going to come from the level 4s. We have 3 Veedramon, because with tie, this hits 7,000, so it's just over blockers. So it came up a lot where I'd, play the tie and have the Veedramon out, and I'd go swing security, Veedramon restands, and my opponent goes, what's his DP? And I was like 7,000, and they were sitting there looking at all of their blockers going, this doesn't help me. So Veedramon is the MVP of this deck, and we're going to set him aside too, because he comes up in some of the combos later. We're playing 1 Leomon, because he's good. I was playing more of these, but I cut him out so that I could make room for the 4 Gorillamon, and you got to play the Grizzlymon too while we're at it. Just there was expected to be a lot of purple in Rookie Rush at the tournament, so you got to play blockers. But tie plus Gorillamon was how I won a lot of games, actually, because, cheap evolution, hits for 7,000. You can swing into security with this for free a lot of the times and just expect it to live. It was really nice. On to the level 5s. We're playing a 1 of Manzemon. This card's not great, but it's cheap, so I included 1 of it. It could be something else, but it served its purpose for the tournament. I'm playing 2 Zudomon. The hard play, draw 2, really comes in clutch. If you're sitting on a dead hand, this will unbrick you. And the inheritable skill to gain a memory came up a lot, especially with the Leopardmon, with the Omnimon, and we'll go into some of those cards in a second. But Zudomon I would consider bumping up to 3 if I had a third one. Then we are playing 4 of the Memory Borrower Weregarurumon. So people are not really looking at the Memory Borrowers right now, and I don't understand why. Especially since this deck is playing Gaia Force, and Veedramon, you have so many cards that just cost a lot of memory to play down. So you can borrow a bunch of memory and then play a big card and then make it so that your opponent doesn't get the memory that you borrowed. And it just makes you have a really big push. And your opponent starts their turn with 10 memory, but you just pushed really hard, and if they can't respond to everything you put on the board, it puts you in a winning position. Getting 2 of these on the field in positions where they're safe to attack will win you the game by itself. And plus, with the tie, it hits 8,000, so he can swing security for pretty free. Next, we are going into the level 6s. I'm only playing 7 level 5s. It's a very low count, but I don't really feel like I need any more. This deck draws a lot of cards, and you don't really mind hard playing things because of the Memory Borrowers. Onto the level 6s. I'm also playing kind of a low number of level 6s. We have 3 Leopardmon. By far, the MVP. These 3 cards, this tie, this Veedramon, and this Leopardmon, won me my games. Leopardmon's ability to just crap something out from anywhere on your field lets you recycle your Grizzlymon, lets you recycle your Veedramon. Like, these cards become good to evolve on top of. This card being cheap in the Evo line makes it so that you can get this card kind of early, and with the Memory Borrowers, you are always in a position to drop this card. And giving Veedramon jamming is nuts. There were a bunch of times that I was sitting on a Leopardmon and I'd just build up my field, and I had 2 Gorillamon, a Veedramon, a Leopardmon, and my opponents were playing like Chimeramon and, Heat Viper and cards, and I was like, sure, take out as many of my dudes as you can. It doesn't matter, because I have enough swings to win me the game. But yeah, the Leopardmon, I wouldn't go up to 4 just because he costs 4 to evolve into, but I definitely wouldn't play the Metal Garurumon in this deck, because most of the time you swing with your Memory Borrower and then evolve this card on top. So you're not swinging with this card the first turn you evolve into it, which makes it a lot better in this deck than the Metal Garurumon. Moving on, we have a couple 1-of level 6s. We have a Metal Seadramon. This card came up a lot in the purple matchup. I played 4 purple matchups out of 8 rounds, and there were just so many times that this card just bounced their board and set me up for an Omnimon on the following turn. And it was really nice. We are playing 1 Plesiommon. I'd probably play more if there was room in this deck, but there isn't. And yeah, having a nice, cheap body that you can evolve into is really nice. Playing 1 or 2 ofs in this deck doesn't feel bad because you're drawing so many cards. I think against one game, against one of the green players, I was sitting at like 12 cards in my hand. So it was insane. I have 1 Volcanic Dramon in this deck because it was the first webcam tournament and everybody was expecting Rookie Rush, and I didn't play any Rookie Rush, so this card was my least used card for the whole 8 rounds. I would cut this, for sure. For anything else. Literally anything else would have been better than this card. And that is just my hot take for this event. And then on to the last card of the deck is Double Omnimon. This deck doesn't need Omnimon. It is not a blue Omnimon deck. It is a blue Leopardmon deck, and there is an option to play Omnimon to board wipe to set up for your champions the next turn. Literally, Omnimon is only in there to secure you the victory when it wouldn't be available otherwise. Honestly, Ty put in more work than Omnimon did for the whole tournament. So, yeah. You don't need Omnimon to be a tier 1 player. Just a lot of games that I was just sitting on it in hand as a way to make sure that my opponent couldn't come back into the game. That is the profile for my, really, my tie deck that is blue. It's just, play this card. Like, do yourself a favor. Play this card. You won't regret it, I promise. Everybody's sleeping on these cards. Play them. They're good. I don't understand why Veedramon is only like a $25 to $35 card right now. Couldn't tell you. This card is nuts. I played it a lot at the tournament, and everybody was like, that's the one with jamming, right? And I'm like, nah, he can attack twice. And my opponents were like, oh, that's really good. And there were a lot of times that you swing the first time, and then he restands, and then you evolve the Memory Borrower on top of it, and then you swing this, and then you gain the 3, and then you evolve the Leopardmon on top of this, and then you put the Veedramon back out, and then next turn you have this has jamming, and you win the game from there. But yeah, that is the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, I placed 8th at a 250-man event with a tier 3 deck. So play whatever you want in this game. Everything is good. Bye!